If you're feeling really confident and think that you can actually save an individual data file to a specific folder on your home computer, then you might actually consider this more complicated variant. It's not actually that much harder, but if you understand the principles in the previous video, you might find this quite easy to move to, and it has the huge advantage of saving all the files that you're going to need at one time. So what we do is we go to the Practical Sessions module. In this case, you'll notice that I've created a zip file which I've put on Flow, which is just above all of the practical sessions. It'll actually be just below where all the videos are, including the one that you're watching now. So there's this zip file that exists here. Now, I did actually try and use the right click button that I used in the previous video and did save link as, but it didn't actually work. So what you need to do in this case is firstly save this to the downloads folder. So all you need to do is click on it as you would normally do if you're trying to open a file or do something. But in this case, you want to save file. So make sure it doesn't say open with, make sure it says save file, and then just click OK. And what it's going to do is it's going to save it to the downloads folder. So if I have a look down here, I can see that it's been saved to the downloads folder. So this is all I need. So at this point, I've achieved part of my goal. Next thing I have to do is actually go to my computer. So if I open up the File Explorer and I need to find my downloads folder, I use it a bit so it's up here, but in fact the easier way is to look through here, and on my PC it's this particular folder here. And so you can see here it's got the zip file I just saved, which is the one of interest, but it's also got sensation seeking, which I saved in the first video I did in this sequence of step 3 videos. I've got it here, but I don't actually want it in my downloads folder. Even the best thing for me is to actually open up a folder that's of a little bit more interest. So again, I go to File Explorer, I open up a new window. So now I have two windows open. One that's in the downloads folder and one which is going to allow me to choose the folder where I can save what I'm interested in. So again, what I want to do is I want to go to my PC, and in this case I can look for documents, and then I find the folder I want to put it in. And because I've previously created it, I've got PSYC2018. So if you had followed the steps in video 2, you'll also have this folder that currently has goal set in. What I want to do is I want to move this folder over here, the zip file that I just saved from the downloads folder, across to my new folder, the PSYC2018 folder. So I just can drag and drop. There are lots of different ways you can copy and paste, and you can cut and paste, but this is the simplest. So now I've got the zip file in my folder, and all I need to do is to make the files available is to right click on that particular zip file, and then I find extract all. So what it's going to do is it's basically going to take all of those files that are in this compressed folder, and it's going to open them up and put them into a new folder. And it'll ask you where you want to save it, and you can save it where you like. You could have actually done this from downloads and saved it to the PSYC2018 folder, but what I would do is move it first, then extract it. So if I do that, it's actually created this new folder, which I can see if I look here, which has the same name as the zip file, but it's this folder up here. You can actually delete the zip file once you've done this. You can see here it says it's compressed. So you could actually delete this once you've got it, because you don't need the zip file anymore and it's just confusing. But now you've got this other folder. So if I double click on this folder, it shows me what I had before. It just says, here's all of the files. And so these are all the files that you're going to use for the practical sessions. And you'll just notice that I've slightly changed the naming of them. So for example, the goal set file, which I'd copied previously, is now called Practical 2B goal set. So it just says it's the second file of the 3 files from Practical 2. So it may be an easier way to find files If you remember earlier, I would have sent you all an email that contained all the data sets. And if you had copied them to a specific part of your computer, then again, that would be where you would look to try and find those particular files. So if you've already got them, you don't actually have to save them. In that case, I'm not sure whether I had the practical in front, but it won't matter. It's the same set of data files. So once you've done this, then you've saved all the files for all the pracs, and that's the end.